In this video, I'm keeping it all the way real about the good, the bad, and ugly of moving to Los Angeles, and we're going to get to it right now. What's happening, everyone? This is Robert with Equity Real Estate right here in Los Angeles. If you want to know everything about working, living, eating, chilling, and playing here in LA, then click that subscribe button and tap that little bell so you get notified every time we do a new video. My team and I get phone calls every single day from people just like you who are looking to move to Los Angeles. If you're thinking about moving or relocating anywhere in the LA area, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. However you want to get a hold of us, we have your back whenever you decide to move to Los Angeles. So just keeping it real, I absolutely love living in Los Angeles, California, but it's not all about the sunshine and beautiful beaches. I'm going to give you 5 pros and 5 cons. So let's get right into it. Pro number 1 is the weather. The climate in Los Angeles is generally quite pleasant throughout the year. I mean, if you grew up in the 1980s, then you probably heard stories about the smog in the city, which might make you think twice about living in Los Angeles. However, you discover over the past couple of decades, this issue has dramatically improved. LA is actually one of the top environmental conscious cities in the country with the most hybrid car owners and its transportation vehicles running off natural gas. Now, the weather tends to be pleasant all year round with averages in the winter around 60 degrees on most days. If you're used to cold weather in January months with lots of snow, then this advantage would become a welcome change for you. Even in the summer, we tend to stay around 90 degrees, which is fairly tolerable if you make your way to the beach. It tends to be a lot cooler. Now, the weather in LA is far from humid, so even on hot days, it still tends to be very manageable. Con number 1 is the traffic. Now, transportation in LA can be a nightmare at times. I mean, living in Los Angeles might offer several benefits, but those positives come with several, of course, sacrifices. Now, the traffic problems that are in LA are legendary, especially if you happen to be on the highways during rush hour. Unlike most metropolitan cities, LA does not have quite as extensive public transportation program. Every major city has traffic issues, but LA seems to be quite unique due to the lack of rapid public transportation like BART in the Bay Area or New York City, the subway. And because of that, it's nearly impossible to live in LA without a car, which is not only an added expense, but it adds to the stress and time of getting from point A to point B. Now, pro number 2 is the outdoor activities. You will find there are numerous outdoor activities to enjoy in Los Angeles. I mean, there's a unique combination of like trails, beaches, and consistently good weather conditions in LA. You're constantly being invited to enjoy everything that's available in the outdoors. Now, even if you're not the biggest fan of spending a day in the sun, take advantage of the free museum days in the city or have some time at the Santa Monica Pier. There are dozens of parks for you to enjoy as well, including the massive Griffith Park in Los Feliz, which covers more than 4,300 acres. Now, this park includes the Griffith Observatory, which is one of LA's defining treasures, the Greek Theater, which is the outdoor concert venue, the Los Angeles Zoo, and the Hardy and Wilson golf courses. Con number 2 is the competitive housing market. I mean, it's challenging to become a homeowner in the Los Angeles area. I mean, when you make a decision to start living in LA, then you're going to be living in a spot where the cost is 50% higher than the national average in some neighborhoods. Now, it's still cheaper to live here than in New York or San Francisco, but that's about it. Now, just keeping it real, housing here is competitive, both in terms of renting and buying, and it can be a draining experience. There's always competition and stress over finding a place to live. In LA, you're either competing with multiple offers on homes, bidding up over asking price, winning, or losing out. Now, however, in the luxury high-end market, the competition declines gradually with prices north of $1 million. So when you're deciding to move here, the housing market is an aspect of life in LA that you have to be prepared for. Now, the trade-off is that with patience and the help of my team, you'll land on your feet in no time and you'll be living here in Los Angeles. Pro number 3 is the food scene. The food scene in Los Angeles is incredible. I mean, even though the spread out nature of LA is annoying at times, you'll find that working for the experiences that are available in the culinary world of the city is worth the effort. Every neighborhood tends to have a focal point of culture so that you can select from a variety of ethnic options after you start living here. Everything from Indian, Ethiopian, Persian food is possible. The mid-city offers big Asian influence where you'll find a number of Korean barbecue and Chinese delicacies. And of course, this is the home of the taco truck. Los Angeles is a mecca of tasty, inexpensive food options. Tacos will only set you back for like $1.50 to $2 each. And of course, in LA, you can't forget about our weekly tradition, which is Taco Tuesday. Now, con number 3 is natural disasters. LA is unfortunately no stranger to natural disasters, particularly when it comes to like wildfires and sometimes earthquakes and mudslides. I often hear East Coasters mentioning their fear of earthquakes, and though yes, of course, we have all experienced 1 or 2 frightening earthquakes, I have slept through an infinitely high number in my life than I've actually felt. And for real, it's something you have to be aware of, but no doubt wouldn't deem this as a reason not to live in Los Angeles. And through unexpected and trying times, the city kind of pretty much finds its way back to its feet. Pro number 4 is the shopping. World-class shopping is available in Los Angeles virtually every day. The Port of Los Angeles manages about 1.2 billion in goods each day of merchandise imported from across the world. Now, along the downtown fashion district, you'll find hundreds of blocks of wholesale and retail businesses that are independently owned and operated, where you'll find everything from luxury brands to affordable trends in apparel, footwear, accessories, jewelry, flowers, fabrics, and more. Throughout the city, there are boutique stores and designer showrooms and plenty of campuses that allow you to find designer brands that you may prefer. Notable other popular areas for fashion enthusiasts include the Grove, which is an outdoor shopper's nirvana, and the Beverly Center, which are popular destinations for the entertainment and Hollywood elite. Con number 4 is the competitive job market. There are a lot of people in Los Angeles that are very qualified, ambitious, talented, smart individuals with the same skill sets as many of their peers. Now, the job market, while generally vast, can be lucrative. It varies per field naturally because a lot of people in LA have the same dreams, especially more in the creative, tourism, and entertainment fields. Let us not forget that LA is a huge market for manufacturing and technology, with both industries are growing by the minute here. In fact, some people now refer to Santa Monica, Venice, and the South Bay area as Silicon Beach, a reflection of the West Side's draw for tech startups like Facebook, Snapchat, Hulu, and Google in recent years. Now, it's certainly helpful to have a pretty good idea for what position or field you're hoping to enter or what type of business you want to build on your own here. LA is home to a truly inspiring amount of small businesses, entrepreneurs, and venture capitalists. So prior to moving here, I always advise individuals to have your career and business goals already in motion due to the competitive environment. Pro number 5 is the beaches. You have plenty of coastline to explore when living in Los Angeles. There are over 30 miles of beaches to enjoy once you make your move here. These spots aren't cold or breezy like they would be like in the Pacific Northwest or the upper East Coast either. And you don't have the humidity that you find like in the southern states. That is why it's such a joy to spend some time in the sun and sand when you start living here. Not only the sunrises and sunsets are amazing, but you also get to enjoy entertainment in places like the Santa Monica Pier when you want to have some outdoor fun, the beaches in the South Bay, or oceanfront dining in restaurants like Nobu in Malibu. Now, there are day trips that you can experience quieter beaches, such as a quick ferry ride over to Catalina Island. You also can head up to the coast on the historic Highway 1, Pacific Coast Highway, to enjoy an ongoing view of the Pacific Ocean that makes the journey of one of the highest rated road trips in the world today. Con number 5. LA is really, really big. It's big. There's an ongoing joke amongst Angelenos that you can only date or be friends with people depending upon what side of the 405 they live on. Otherwise, you simply won't see them. I hate to admit, but it's true, but it's kind of what it is. If you live on the west side and your boyfriend or your best friend lives on the east side, it can be a serious commitment to get to them, depending on the time of day, and even then, it can be far mileage-wise. And there are places that I simply won't go because it would take too long in the car. And we all know LA is big. It can be deceivingly big, 503 square miles big to be exact, and considering nearly every inch of that can be crawling with traffic at any given moment, it might as well be 1,000 square miles even during rush hour. Once again, this is Robert with Equity Real Estate Los Angeles. Feel free to reach out to us. We are here days, nights, and weekends, and we absolutely love to hear from you. So if you're thinking about moving here, shoot us a call, send us a text or email. We're always here. And if you haven't yet, we do tons of video of what it's like to live here in LA. A lot of cool stuff. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you get notified when we do a new one. Until next time.